Losing a pet is like losing a piece of your heart. If you're struggling with grief, you're not alone. At mydogdied.com, we understand the pain and are here to support you. Visit us today and find comfort, guidance, and a community that cares. We received a letter from someone who has lost their pet and have allowed us to share their story so that it will help other listeners deal with the loss of their pet. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. Hello, friends. This is Don Barnes from mydogdied.com. Today's letter comes from Kevin, a 47-year-old gentleman in Danville, California, who reached out to us in the wake of an unimaginable tragedy: the sudden loss of his beloved dog, Jack, a 3-year-old Norwegian Elkhound. Here's what Kevin wrote. Dear Don, I never thought I'd be writing one of these letters. Jack was supposed to grow old with me, to have a graying muzzle and slower walks, not a sudden goodbye on a bright Tuesday afternoon. Jack was everything to me. I adopted him from a rescue shelter when he was just 8 months old, all fluff and energy, a wild little spirit with eyes that seemed to know things. The staff told me he might be a handful, but what they didn't say was how deeply he could love and how much comfort that love would bring me in the years that followed. He had a funny quirk. He loved to cuddle with our cats. I've had cats all my life, and I wasn't sure how they'd respond to this bushy-tailed elkhound bounding into their lives. But Jack, he won them over. I'd walk into the living room and there he'd be, curled up with both of them, like a fuzzy little pile of peace. I swear they loved him just as much as I did. We had our rituals, morning walks through Sycamore Valley, weekend hikes up Mount Diablo, and every night before bed, he'd nudge me for a final ear rub. He helped me through my divorce. He stood by me when I lost my dad. Jack was more than a dog. He was home. Then came that day. We were just running errands. I pulled into the gas station, left the window cracked, and stepped out. Something must have startled him. Or maybe he saw another dog. In a split second, Jack jumped out of the car. I heard the screech. I turned, and my world collapsed. I can't describe the sound I made. I hope no one ever hears it. I rushed to him, held him in my arms. He was still warm. I whispered, I'm here, over and over, as if saying it could undo what had happened. In the days that followed, I was inconsolable. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The house felt wrong without his footsteps. I kept expecting to hear him scratch at the door. That's when I found mydogdied.com. A friend sent me a link. I was skeptical. What could a website possibly do for this kind of pain? But then I found your letters, Don. I read the stories from people who had lost their dogs, stories so full of love and heartbreak, and suddenly I didn't feel so alone. I wasn't crazy for grieving this hard. I wasn't weak. I was a man who had loved deeply and lost deeply. So thank you. Thank you for creating a space where people like me can say the things we're too embarrassed to tell the world. Thank you for honoring Jack just by reading this. He was my best friend. He always will be. Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Reading your letter, I had to pause more than once to catch my breath. I know that kind of pain. I know how quickly a quiet moment can become an echo chamber of what ifs. Jack sounded like one of those rare souls in dog form, not just loyal, but deeply woven into the fabric of your everyday life. What touches me most is how you described him as home. That word says everything. Dogs like Jack don't just walk beside us, they anchor us. They show up when the world falls apart and remind us, simply by being, that love is still possible. And yes, Kevin, your grief is valid. Real love leaves a real ache. Thank you for trusting us with your story. To anyone else listening who has lost their Jack, your love mattered, and it still does.
Your love for your pet never fades, and neither should your support. If you're grieving, don't go through it alone. Visit mydogdied.com or call us at 855-925-2658 and connect with those who truly understand. Healing starts here. Remember, if you like this video, please support us with a like, subscribe, and share. If you have a story that you would like to tell us, email us. Your stories at mydogdied@gmail.com.